Growth in subsistence farming has topped some of the discussions at the World Economic Forum in Davos. It's seen as a part of the solutions to the rising cost of living as well as food insecurity. Our business anchor, once again, is at Davos for us. That's Tumisang Ndlovu, who joins us now live. And so, Tumisang, perhaps take us through some of the practical examples that are being shared where you're at.
And the practicality when it comes to farming really speaks to the directness of localization, but also the sustainability of food supply. We've seen with the Russia-Ukraine war that there's been a challenge when it comes to staple foods, and it's a discussion that has been alive right here at WEF 2023. But more interestingly, mixing technology with farming, particularly to aid farmers on the African continent. We are joined by Masha of Babangona right here in Davos to talk more about that. Kola, a very interesting concept when it comes to corn farming in Nigeria, and you're mixing technology with farming. Talk to us about how you started.
We started about a decade ago with a very keen focus to help to stop poverty and violence from threatening the future of Africa and triggering a mass migration crisis to Europe. And so we did that by basically developing a very advanced technology platform that's enabled us to scale today to become Africa's largest corn-producing entity and supporting hundreds of thousands of farmers to more than double their net income relative to their peers.
How has WEF 2023 received you with the concept that is thriving?
Well, we've been fortunate to be exceptionally well received. Actually, we received as part of the Schwab Foundation, which is a sister organization to WEF. We were one of the recipients of the Social Entrepreneur of the Year Award in recognition of the efforts we're making to really try and create real positive change on the continent.
That positive change comes with the progress and development of local farmers in Nigeria. How has that transpired?
Well, I think we've really had to focus on addressing some of the root cause of why small farmers tend to be poor, which is their lower economies of scale. And we do that by bringing economies of scale to hundreds of thousands of farmers over the last decade to enable them to dramatically increase their profitability by basically providing a holistic package of technology solutions and on-the-ground support from an edutech platform to a logistics technology platform to a very advanced artificial intelligence AI agri-tech platform and finally a fintech platform where we've deployed over $200 million in loans to smallholder farmers.
Quite innovative, and I'm interested in finding out how the Nigerian market is grappling with this change.
Well, we've seen really tremendous impact on the farmers that we've supported. I think an example of which is, we have farmer Haliru Saleh, who's been working with us for about 10 years. Haliru was never able to actually complete primary school, but today, after 10 years as a Babangona farmer, he's actually reached a point where he's preparing to send his children to university abroad.
That's a very, very good story to tell as an outcome of the work that you are doing. The Nearterm Outlook in terms of progress and development, because the world is going into a global crisis, a global recession as well. What is the Nearterm Outlook in terms of the work that you do and the positive impact that it's going to have?
Well, I think there's a recognition that we actually need to accelerate the impact of work that we do. Our goal at Babangona has been to support 1 million farmers by 2025, 10 million by 2030, and 100 million by 2035 across the African continent. And so I think being here at WEF, being able to interact with really some of the leading institutions in both technology and finance, we've actually been able to sit down and really craft a path forward that we believe will help to accelerate that goal of supporting 100 million farmers across the continent.
Accelerated growth, farming, part of the solutions that have come up at WEF 2023 on the final day of the Davos gathering. It's quite impressive that we hear of a good story to tell coming out of the African continent, Diana.
Without a doubt, good news with a whole lot more of those. Tumisang Ndlovu live to us there from Davos in Switzerland.